Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about RISC versus CISC, that is reduced instruction set computer versus complex instruction set computer. So let us start. So in the previous video, what we have learned about instructions. We have learned about the different types of instructions. We have learned about the instruction execution. We have also learned about the different cycles, and yesterday we have learned about pipelining concept. So today our focus is on the reduced instruction set computer and complex instruction set computer. So before starting with that, we'll discuss something about history. So in the first unit also, we have talked about the history of computers. So initially it was started with a very big computer. Some of those are listed over here. So you are able to see that one of the earlier computer was 6502, which was having 8-bit processor and 16-bit address bus. Then came the Intel series and IBM series. The Intel 8086 and 88 were discovered in 1979. So as the IBM PC. Those were having 16-bit data and address buses. Then came the Motorola 68000, which was having 16-bit data and 24-bit address bus. Other than that, then in 1992, the personal computers were started, and in that personal computers, the pipelining concept and the super scaling concept was introduced. So that we have learned about instruction pipelining. So here what we are discussing about, that these were the earlier computers, and they were having these kind of system buses. So you remember the bus organization also. So we were having typically 3 buses: address bus, data bus, and control bus. This is a typical organization or registers in the 8086 CPU, which was the earlier CPU created by Intel. So here you are able to see that there are various registers which are listed. Here you are able to see that there are various general purpose registers which are listed. Those are nothing but the accumulator registers: A register, B register, C, and D. After that, there are some index registers, that those are called as SI and DI. SI stands for source index, DI stands for destination index. Then there are some pointer registers. Those are nothing but the base pointer and stack pointer. Then these are some of the flags and the register. And these are some segment register: code segment, DS data segment, SS stack segment, ES extra segment. So we were talking about technological development. So in this, as the computers were, new computers were evolving, there was a need of different processors. So then came the RISC processor. First one was a CISC, that is complex instruction set computer. As those were having certain limitations, then came the reduced instruction set computers. After that came the SIMD, that is single instruction multiple destination. Then came the concepts of pipelining and superscalar processing. Our focus is basically on CISC and RISC. So again, what is CISC? It is nothing but complex instruction set computer. So previously, in the first generation of your computers, the programs which were written were really big. You know, you were writing the programs on maybe some kind of a patch cards, or you are giving the programs in batches. So what happened then is, as there are bigger programs, there is a more storage which is required. Here you, in the first point, you are able to see that if there are bigger programs, there is a more storage required. And as more storage was required, more money was also required, because at that time, as more storage is there, the money which is required is were more. So there was a need of reducing the number of instructions per program, and the number of instructions which are reduced. How we can reduce the number of instructions? By having the multiple operations within single instruction. Means what? That if I want to perform a particular addition operation, so in the single instruction I will specify the operands, as well as in the single instruction I am going to specify the addition operation also. So to reduce the number of instructions, I have to include more and more operations in a single instruction. So because of that, it was called as a complex instruction. Why it is called as a complex instruction? Because in the single instructions, you are having multiple operations. Yes. So multiple operations lead to many different kinds of instruction that access memory. If you are having multiple operations in single instruction, more a number of access will be there for the memory, because to access the operands you will require to go to memory, and so on and so on. So in turn, making the instruction length variable. So because of that, what will happen? That if you are writing multiple operations in a single instruction, then of course your length of the instruction will be increasing. And because of that, the fetch, decode, and execute time is also unpredictable. That we have seen that whenever an instruction is executed, there are 3 steps which are required: fetching, decoding, and executing. So automatically that time becomes unpredictable, and because of that it is more complex, and that's why it is called as a complex instruction set computer. But all this complexity is handled by the hardware. So one of the example is written over here, that 86 generation or 86 was ISA was nothing but the complex instruction set computer. So in the complex instruction set computer, the size of the instruction is increased. And of course, we have to provide more and more operations. The design, of course, becomes very complex because of the multiple operations are there in the instruction. More and more addressing modes should be there. We have seen about the addressing modes also. We have seen that there are some immediate addressing modes. There are some addressing modes, indirect addressing modes, auto increment, auto decrement. So the number of addressing modes are required more in CISC, that is complex instruction set computer. And we have to implement some high level language constructs in machine instruction sets. So you are able to see that in complex instruction set computer, automatically more things are required. So Intel 8086, 286, 386, 486, Pentium, all those were having this complex instruction set computer. The logic for each instruction has to be hardwired into the control unit. So as multiple operations are there, we have to hardwire everything into a control unit. So we know that what is meant by control unit. As new instructions develop, they are added into the original instruction set. So more and more instructions, complex instructions are created. Difficult and expensive it is for designing and building, because we are talking about creating complex instructions. One way of solving this problem is to use microprogramming. So microprogramming was used for creating those kind of instructions. So microprogramming means what? It is a complex instructions are split into a series of simpler instructions. And when a complex instruction is executed, the CPU executes a small microprogram stored in the control memory. So to execute any program, we have to first execute a microprogram. Means you are able to get that. So if I'm writing a particular program, so to execute that program, CPU needs to have a microprogram run first, then our program will be executed. So automatically the complexity is increasing. So, and if we are doing this microprogramming, then the design of a processor is simplified only, and we are able to add new complex instructions. So what was the problems with the complex instruction? There were a number of problems. Complexity was more, designing and other things, building was difficult, as well as the length of the instruction was variable. It was not same. The addressing modes were also, we require large number of addressing modes. So in the RISC, automatically, in the RISC, what will happen? We are able to, the characteristics of this RISC is that large number of general purpose registers are being used. So here, the number of general purpose registers which were used in complex instruction set were less. Here, large number of general purpose registers are being used. So all the disadvantages are overcome over here. A small number of simpler instructions that mostly have the same format. So here, the instruction length will be the same. In CISC, we were having variable length instruction. Here, we are having same length instruction. Here, the number of addressing modes are also less. In CISC, the number of addressing modes were higher. And here, optimization of the instruction pipeline is there. So that is one. So we are able to see the difference between the RISC and CISC processors. So one example is shown over here. So CISC processor Intel 80486 is shown, and here RISC processor is shown, Sun SPARC. So year developed was 1989, and RISC processor was developed in 1987. The number of instructions in CISC processor, you are able to see that how many instructions are there. There are 235 instructions, whereas in the reduced instruction set computer, only 69 are there. You are able to see the instruction size also. The instruction size is from 1 byte to 11 byte. So variable length is there. You can have a 1 byte instruction, 2 byte, or up to 11 byte. In the RISC processor, you are only having 4 byte instruction. Here the number of addressing modes are 11, whereas in the RISC processor, you are able to see that only one addressing mode is required. See the general purpose registers, the registers where the data is stored. In the CISC, you are only having 8 registers, whereas in RISC processor, you are having 40 to 520 registers. So of course, we are able to see that the RISC processor are more better than the CISC processor. So today in our home, whatever different electronic instruments we are using are containing this reduced instruction set computers. So you are able to see the different examples. So Microsoft Xbox is there, Sony PlayStation is there, our television, today's smart TV, phones, Android phones are also having these reduced instruction set computer. But there is some variation that those we are using RISC in many of the devices. Still, in some of the old or personal computers, there are still complex instruction set computers which is used. So this was about RISC and CISC. Generally, a question on this can come that explain the difference between RISC and CISC. So hopefully you have understood it.